How's your day, Quinn?
Good.
Are you at Bishop's right now?
No, I'm at Concordia.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I switched.
Okay. What'd you switch into?
I'm in theology because in the winter they don't do education.
Okay.
So I was like pretty limited.
Yeah.
But it's super easy. It's nice.
Yeah, nice. Do you have to go in for class a lot, or is it all like mostly online?
I have 2 classes online and then 3 in person.
Okay.
So like, I take 3 theology classes and 2 of them are online. Like a lot of them are online. So
Yeah.
like eventually that'll be nice.
Yeah, that'll be good. So are you going back and forth, or do you have a place to stay in Montreal?
I have an apartment there. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Cool. So you're just back for the weekend then, basically?
Yeah, like it's reading break right now. So,
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, I guess. But.
Yeah, so like I'm going back on Sunday after the last game.
Nice. Okay, cool. Whereabouts are you living? Like, just right downtown, or?
I'm on St. Laurent, kind of.
Okay.
It's like on the weekend it's nice, but it's also not nice at the same time.
Yeah.
Living there.
Okay. Some creatures around, I'm sure.
Oh my god, yeah. Sometimes it's so sketchy. And
Yeah.
my window is like at the front of the apartment, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like right on the street and stuff. Like, oh my god. It's just horrible. And I'm like right next to an A&W, which is the worst, 24/7. So like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Where am I? But I like it a lot, and my 2 roommates are, one's in McGill and then one's doing an internship.
Okay.
So like we all kind of like have our own life.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Are you still playing rugby, or?
I played the whole season at Bishop's.
Yeah.
And then, I left like 2 days after our last game in October. So
Oh, okay.
in the fall, I'm planning on playing at Concordia.
Nice. Cool. Did McGill keep their team? Because I saw they slashed a bunch of...
They had 25 teams.
Yeah.
Like, they have men's, but they cut women's.
Really? Okay.
They suck.
Okay.
They beat Bishop.
There you go. Well, there you go.
But they're going to be a club team. Like, they raised like $90,000.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of money.
So, like, keep them, but the RSQ, they're not playing. So they're a club team. They have enough to, like, practice and whatever.
That sucks for them.
Super casual, yeah, but it's also like Gloria Riddle, she played the last 2 years, she's not good at this year because like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And like they're not even sure, like they would play like club teams, like I'm pretty sure Dow has a club team.
Okay.
Them, like St. Thomas and stuff, like they play those universities.
Yeah.
And like aren't in their own like AUS or anything. But they can't take a bus there, so they have to like wait till Bill can come to Montreal. So it's like they might have a few games that I know.
Yeah. Do you run into a lot of Stanstead people in Montreal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have a class with a guy, Fernando Ponce. He was like 2 years older than me.
Okay.
Like I have a couple classes with him. I have classes with Kate Collins.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I see Chaz all the time.
Yeah.
Gloria, I see those two.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I actually saw Chaz the other day, but I guess since you said it's reunion, that makes sense why I would see him. Yeah.
Him and I came back together. Actually.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And like I saw Tropho on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
I saw Tico.
Okay. Yeah.
Mateo.
Yeah.
I hung out with all them.
Awesome.
So that was nice.
What's Trophy doing nowadays?
He didn't get a visa until like
Really?
Basically, so
Okay.
then, now he's like a cardio, like at John Wilson,
Yeah.
but before he was just working.
Okay.
So, but he's doing that now doing business. Same thing with Preston Watchman.
Yeah. I know those two are like
Yeah.
best friends, right? Yeah.
They're roommates.
Yeah. They came by, I think, last year. I think in February. So I think, I might have spoken with them then, but I haven't seen them since. So that's fun.
Welcome back to the Pat Burns Arena for Game 3 of the CPSHA playoffs, co-hosted by Stanstead College and Bishop's College School. Tonight we'll have a big matchup here, but we have the Rothsay Netherwood School Riverhawks against Stanstead College. Rothsay, the winners of their earlier game, defeating Upper Canada College by a score of 4-0. As Stanstead will play their first game of the weekend. As we're just about to get underway. In goal for Stanstead tonight, number 35, Renaud Auger Malgrand. In goal for the Riverhawks, number 30, Cesar Della Santina. Both goalies having two last names, so we'll just keep it simple and refer to them as Malgrand and Santina. As the first period about to get underway here, Riverhawks coached by Jeff Lewis, Spartans coached by Matthew Thompson. As the puck is dropped and control is earned by Stanstead off the initial face-off as now that puck gets put into the Stanstead zone. Malgrand out to play it, and he'll put it around the boards for Dobosh, but out of his reach, back to Pelche at the point for RNS as he'll rim it around for his partner McClement. Zap gets put in the corner for Beatty. Beatty with it now as Foot pins him. Good battle in the corner as Stanstead comes away with it as Foot moves it up to Mustonen. Mustonen flying down the wing. He gets angled off, but keeping the puck on net. And Santino with his first save of the afternoon as Shepard tries to put that in deep, but that's blocked. Foot to it, and he'll put it in deep for Mustonen, but that's moved along the boards by McClement. Up to Beatty, and Malloy will bring it out of the RNS zone as he'll send it back to DeSantis. DeSantis over to Orr as Stanstead completes a change. Orr back over to DeSantis as he'll move it up for Lavoie. Lavoie entering the zone. Lavoie tries to put one on net. That's sticked away. That'll land on the back of the net, and we'll have our first whistle of the hockey game. 1:05 into the first period. Is there some early shenanigans between Tanner Hayden and Dylan Pelche in the corner? But that faceoff will end up coming to the left of the goaltender Santina. Santina originally from Montreal, Quebec, so I'm sure some friends and family in attendance for this one. As they now line up for the draw. It's Bonin on the draw for Stanstead. He loses that to Alvis Pereira for the Riverhawks. That's flipped into neutral zone where Orr will cut it off and push it to the wall for Bonin. Bonin will throw that puck in deep as Santina out to play the puck, but that gets by his stick to his teammate Spurrell. Battle ensues on the half wall in the RNS zone as that puck gets worked to the point and put back down low by Bonin. As that's put around the boards to Moores, but that's turned over and put back in by Bonin. Here's Dunlap with it now for RNS as he'll chip that puck out. No one home there, and that puck will go for icing. So that faceoff will come back into the Riverhawks end, and then as a reminder, it's hybrid icing, no change on icing, and then the offensive team can pick which faceoff dot they want the offensive zone faceoff to take place on. So Arrigo taking the draw for Stanstead will elect to have that come to Santina's left. As Arrigo will win that draw forward, but it's Dunlap for RNS first to it. He'll work to the wall to Spirell as he gets it up to Moores, but that's off his stick. And right to Fauché, who will put it back in deep. Dunlap back forward again as he'll cut the net and look to head up ice. Here comes Dunlap across the red line. He'll throw it into the corner where Bork will retrieve it for Stanstead. Here's Bork flipping it up the wall. No one home. And here comes Smith with it. Fauché looking to close him off, but Smith able to slip by him. As that puck gets to the high slot, over to Lawless, and that just rolls off his stick as Lawless will put that puck back in deep. Here comes RNS looking to jam it out front. That puck's lying just in front of the crease. Here's a shot. That gets blocked in front of the net by Bork, and that is Arrigo looking to clear the puck, but back up to Smith. That's shot on goal. Loose puck. Player falling on top of Mongrain, but he's able to cover up for a whistle. Good job there by the goaltender Mongrain to keep his concentration, find that loose puck as he was getting sat on. So that faceoff will come to his right with Bonin back out to take the draw against Alves Pereira. Stanstead in their home reds and RNS wearing white for this one. As that faceoff's pushed ahead by Bonin, but they'll reset after an unfair drop, let's say. So they'll reset here. And that draws one clean by Bonin back to Shepard. But it's Foot with it as he'll look to flip it ahead to Alasia. But that's turnover at the point as Romanin tries to get one to net, but Mongrain will just guide that one into the corner as that puck's worked ahead to Bonin. Bonin, cross ice for Banks. Banks working on Lawless. Banks to Alasia, scores! Good job there by Parker Banks to work the puck ahead and find the streaking Alasia coming through the middle of the ice, who snaps it low to the glove hand of Santina, and it's 1-0 Spartans early here in the first period. Great shot there by Alasia to rip it by Santina, and only the second shot he's seen today as Stanstead jumps out for the early 1-0 lead. And the ensuing faceoff is won by Stanstead as Foot flips it in. It's Pelche back for it. And here comes Dylan Pelche skating ahead with it, but that's disrupted in the neutral zone as pushed back ahead to McClement. McClement back up the wall. Battle in front of the penalty box there, but pushed out to Foot, who looks at Dobosh, but that's out of his reach, and eventually pushed into the Stanstead zone by the Riverhawks. And here's Shepard with it now behind the net. Shepard coming out from behind the net. He'll move it up to Mustonen, who gives it to Malloy, who looks ahead to Dobosh. That puck broken up nicely there by Pelche, but worked back to Foot. Foot over to DeSantis as he looks to get away from Beatty. And he'll reverse the puck back where Dobosh will turn that puck over behind the net as this puck gets worked to McClement at the point. McClement with it. Shot. That misses to the blocker side of Mongrain, as that will be worked out of the zone by Mustonen. McClement back on it first as he'll move it ahead and move to Moores. Moores working in. Moores one-on-one. Unable to get a shot away as he had Orr draped all over him. Orr now with it. Up to DeSantis. DeSantis to the middle of the Bonin, and a big open ice hit there by Spirell. Knocks the Stanstead player to the ground. As Alves Pereira with it back through the neutral zone now for RNS as he looks to dance in, but he's met by DeSantis, who matches the physicality. Bonin chips that puck back behind the Stanstead goal line, and so he'll work it over to Orr. And now Orr looking to go north with it. Here's Dylan Orr skating with it as he'll drive wide and he'll flip it into the opposite corner for Tanner Hayden. Tanner Hayden up to Bonin. Bonin moving it along, but no one home. So here comes Gorman with it as he'll get up to Moores off the glass. That looked like it was going to drill one of the coaches on the bench, but that stays out. As Hayden will flip it into the RNS end. RNS bringing the physicality early here. As this is Dunlap with it now. As he's chased by Corey Logan. Dunlap ahead, but that's broken up as Bork touches it to Kieran O'Brien, and we'll have our first penalty of the game as O'Brien gets tripped up and taken down. So Stanstead will see their power play in action just 5:11 into this first period. That's Smith who will get the call for tripping. So Coach Matthew Thompson will send his first power play unit out there. That's Gans, Malloy, Foot, Shepard, and Hayden. Coach Lewis will put his killers out there, see if they can kill it. It's McFadden on the draw. McFadden looking to win a key face-off, but that's pushed back to Shepard at the point as he'll put that puck in down low for Emmanuel Gans. Gans with it. He'll give it to Malloy. Up to Shepard. Over to Foot. Foot with it now. He'll give it to Hayden. Hayden on net. Ooh, off the head of Santina. As Hayden tried to pick the corner. That puck gets worked back up to Foot. Over to Shepard. Down to Malloy. Malloy cuts in. That shot's blocked by Romanen. And that puck will hit the end netting and go out of play. 25 seconds gone so far in the period. Or in the minor penalty to Smith, excuse me. As this faceoff will come to the right of Santina. That faceoff is won by Gans. Back to Foot. Will look to set the play up as Foot walks the blue line and gives it over to Hayden. Hayden through the seam to Malloy, but that's just off his stick as he sends that puck back up to Shepard. Shepard over to Foot. Foot back to Shepard. Over to Malloy. Malloy, Shepard, Malloy, Shepard, Malloy. Shot blocked by Romanen. As Shepard reclaims it, back to Foot. Foot over to Hayden as he walks it. Foot, Hayden to Malloy. And that's off a stick and wide. Back to Foot though at the point. Hayden looking for Shepard through the seam, but that puck will go all the way in as we're now halfway through the penalty to Smith. And Stanstead will look to change here as Orr has it behind the net. Orr stepping out, giving the puck to Dobos. Dobos to Mustonen. Mustonen to Bonin on the wing. Bonin up top to Orr. Orr shot in and out of the glove. Rebound scores! That's going to be Gabe DeSantis, the defenseman, standing in front of the net. As Stanstead now doubles their lead on the power play. A seemingly harmless shot that goes in and out of the glove of Santina, creating a bad rebound in front of the net as we will see a goaltender change. Santina now coming out of the net after allowing 2 goals on 7 shots, and Hackenberg entering the net for the Riverhawks. Hackenberg playing this morning and putting himself together a nice outing, getting the donut against the Blues. As RNS, maybe this goalie change will give RNS the momentum they need to claw their way back into this one. As Dunlap will send it over to Gorman, but that errant pass will go the length of the ice, and icing is the call. 13:06 remaining in the first period here. On a quick start here by Stanstead, maybe fueled by the strong student presence here at the Pat Burns Arena. Here's Lavoie to take the faceoff for the Spartans. He'll lose it, and that puck gets pushed to Moores, who will go cross ice to Spurrell, who will get it up to Alvis Pereira. Alvis Pereira to Moores. Moores working one-on-one, but met by Bork as Fauché sends that puck around to O'Brien. O'Brien will wheel around. O'Brien coming through the neutral zone. He'll move that puck to Arrigo. Arrigo looking for Lavoie cutting through the middle, but that's off his stick. As Dunlap looks to close. Here's Dunlap with it in the corner. He'll go around the net, but he stops up as RNS will now set their breakout. Dunlap Up the wall to Spurrell. That gets tipped ahead, but Bork, the last man back for Stanstead with it. As he'll send it up the wall to Lavoie, but kept in by Alvis Pereira. As that gets pushed to the line and just trickling out and past the outstretched stick of Dunlap. But they'll look to catch Stanstead on a change here as Dunlap enters the zone. He'll give it to Spurrell. Spurrell on net. Big rebound kicked out by Mongrain, but no harm as that puck will come all the way out of the Spartan zone to Romanen, who will send it across to Spurrell, who puts that on net. And Mongrain will push that puck to Shepard as he looks to race at it. Here comes Max Shepard as he'll flip that puck in to Dunlap. Dunlap stepping out. He'll move that puck up to Dawson. Dawson with it now. He'll chip that puck in as RNS chases after it, but that puck moved ahead by foot. Chipped out by Alessia in the neutral zone, and Romanen will just fling it back ahead for Smith. Smith chasing Shepard, but back to Dawson. That puck goes off the glass and back out front dangerously as Smith now with it. He'll get it back down to the half wall, to the net. Oh, and that just off the stick of Mongrain. That almost, here's a shot. Oh, and good save by Mongrain. Rebound, loose at the side of the net. Oh, and we get a whistle. I do believe that RNS is celebrating as if they scored, but we will get a quick whistle here. No official signal by the referee. As that puck bounced off the end boards back out front of the net, and RNS player on the spot, and now we get a goal signal. Referees will ultimately decide that puck crossed the line, and it is now a 2-1 hockey game with 11:16 left in this first period. And interestingly enough, we have Della Santina back in the net for the Riverhawks as Hackenberg comes out, not having faced a shot. Coach Lewis presumably just giving his goaltender some time to reset and some potential encouragement as he re-enters the game. His team in front of him doing their part, cutting the Stanstead lead back to 1 as we get back underway here. This puck will get sent the length of the ice, but not for icing. Oh, and a big hit on the wall as McClement's jersey gets stuck in the boards, but Orr looks to put one on net, but that's blocked. Dobosh to Malloy. That shot will go over the cage as Orr pinches down and puts the puck in deep. As Peltier backs forward first for RNS. As he'll send that puck, look ahead for Beatty, but that's out of his reach, and that puck will go for icing. Crazy start to this one already as we've had 3 goals, a goalie double change, and now Jersey's getting caught in the glass, and we're not even halfway through the first period yet. So Malloy will line up to take the draw here for Stanstead to the left of Santina. Face off one back to Dobosh. Dobosh will curl and drag, and that fires high over top of Santina as that puck goes around the glass and all the way out for DeSantis. Here's DeSantis with it now. Currently with the go-ahead goal for the Spartans as he skates up ice. But he gets closed off, and that puck will get turned over. But RNS unable to capitalize on that opportunity, but as McClement goes back for it in their own end as Peltier works it ahead to Smith. Smith looking to get it chipped ahead, but that puck ends up back to Peltier as he'll get ahead with it. Here comes Dylan Peltier. He'll chip that puck in deep as Orr's first back to it for the Spartans as he'll work that puck ahead to Gans. Gans trying to push it ahead, but he's cut off there. As Orr with it now. Orr to Gans. Touched ahead to Bonham. It's a bit too far ahead of him. As Gans again to Bonham, and that puck will get chipped in deep, and Gans will go chase it. Santina out of the net to stop it as that goes to Gorman, and now to Dunlap. Dunlap ahead to Dawson. Dawson through the neutral zone. As that's Smith who will fire that puck in. Dawson to it first, but it's Fauché who will come up with it for Stanstead. Fauché around the boards to Hayden. Hayden will push that puck into the middle for Bonin as he comes in with speed. Bonin one-on-one against Gorman. He'll curl and shoot, but that's blocked by Gorman. Gans puck in his feet. He'll try to move that puck ahead, but that's poked off his stick. As Dawson comes away with it now for RNS. Dawson will fling that in deep. As Bork with it now for the Spartans. He shields the puck. And he'll get it to Gans. Gans pass behind Lavoie, but that goes to Hayden. Here comes Tanner Hayden with it. And he'll rim that around where Santina will come out to stop it. Santina moving that puck to Romanen. Romanen up ahead to Spurrell. Here comes Spurrell with it. He'll rim that puck around to his teammate Moores. Moores down, but missing Alves Pereira as O'Brien now has it, but he's pressured hard by Spurrell. Lavoie with it now for the Spartans. But it is Max Shepard coming with it. He'll flip it to the line, but not out. That's kept in, and that puck out front, but Shepard intercepting. Shepard up the wall to Arrigo. Arrigo can't get it by Moores as that's kept in. Spurrell puts it back behind the Spartans' cage as Lavoie steps out. Lavoie over to O'Brien, but that's behind him. But that's shipped ahead by Arrigo back into the RNS zone as Lawless back to it, but that's turned over to O'Brien. Lavoie from the wing, and that's deflected wide of Santina. As Moores with it now, he'll try to look cross ice. That hits the back of his teammate Alves Pereira as he now has the puck and skates through center. Alves Pereira fanning on that shot, and he will put himself offside as we are now just under 8 minutes remaining in the first period. Shots now 9-8 for the Riverhawks. As looks like we're getting a too many men call against the Spartans here. The officials heading over to the box to confirm the call. So the Riverhawks will head to the power play here for their first opportunity of the evening. They produced some good quality chances this morning on the power play, so let's see if they can recreate that here as Smith lines up to take the draw. As the Stanstead captain Malloy kicked out of the draw, so Gans in now to take it. That's won by Smith. You want it a bit too cleanly as that puck will come all the way back into the neutral zone as Peltier with it. He'll drop it back for Dunlap, but that's just out of his reach, so they'll have to reset once again. Here's Dunlap. Up ahead to McFadden as he'll put that in for Dawson. Dawson hit hard there by Orr as that'll break it up, but that actually hits the goaltender on the bench, Andrew Scheinman, and that faceoff will actually come back into the Stanstead end. So hopefully this doesn't come back to bite the Spartans, as that could have been cleared down the ice. Smith will take the draw again against Malloy. Face-off scrambled, but pushed back and controlled by the Riverhawks and kept in, much to the chagrin of Coach Matthew Thompson, but Stanstead with the puck as they look to clear. As Gans will get it ahead to Malloy. Malloy pushing ahead, coming down the wing. He'll put that puck on net from a bad angle, but that misses wide and comes all the way back around to Logan Foote, who now comes on the ice, and he will send that puck all the way back down where Santina will be out to play the puck. And Peltier makes that outlet pass as they look to change. Here's Smith with it now. Well defended at the blue line by Dobos as Santina out to play the puck. He'll move it over to Moores. Ooh, Moores makes a dangerous pass behind Santina, but no harm there. As stretch pass. Oh! Stretch pass by Peltier looking to put Spurrell in all alone, but the linesman deeming it offside. So that faceoff will come outside the Spartans end, actually all the way back down into the RNS end, to the right of Santina. 47 seconds left in the Stanstead too many men call, served by one of today's goal scorers, Nicholas Alasia. As that draw is won by RNS as they look to get their way back down the ice. Here's McClement with it. He'll get work that puck ahead to Alves Pereira. He'll dump that in, but Foote to it first as he looked to hammer it, but unable to. As Dobos comes away with it now, Dobos will put on his backhand and flip it out and down the ice. Santina moves it up to Gorman. Gorman will retreat behind the net to set up the full power play breakout as he looks ahead for Moores. Moores ahead to Spurrell. Spurrell with a shot off the blocker of Mongrain into the corner where Alves Pereira is met there by Fauché, but then up with the puck back. Here's Gorman to McClement. McClement to Moores. Moores shot blocked by Hayden as the penalty will expire. We're back to 5-on-5. Moores and Sproul play catch in the corner as Sproul with it. Looking for Alvis Pereira in the slot, but that goes back to McClement at the point. McClement walking. McClement finding a lane. Shot blocked in front, but that puck will go back into the Stanstead corner as Alvis Pereira gets it back for the team in white. Alvis Pereira working as he circles around the net. Alvis Pereira back up to Gorman, who will put it back down as Spurrell and Fauché battle for it in the corner. That puck will go to be wrestled on the wall, and finally able to skate out with it is Tanner Hayden as they come 3-on-2 in. Hayden on the wing. Well defended there by McClement to break that up, but looking for the trailer is Hayden, but that is, again, well defended by Spurrell. And that flipped into the Stanstead end as Orback to retrieve it. That puck hops over his stick, and so he'll give that puck to DeSantis. DeSantis up to Arrigo. Back to DeSantis as he picks up steam and enters the RNS blue line, and he'll dump that puck in for himself as he looks to chase it. But it's O'Brien to it first for the Spartans as that puck gets chipped ahead, but Arrigo coming away with it. Arrigo high in the zone over to DeSantis as he comes down the wing. DeSantis finds Lavoie in the high slot. Lavoie, blocker save there by Santina as Orr will push that puck back behind the Riverhawks cage as that's well forechecked by O'Brien, but that goes to Romanen. Romanen looking for Beatty, but that is not enough for icing as Orr will retrieve the puck. Orr stepping out from behind the net with it now, and he'll find Alicia. Alicia curls back, and he'll give that puck rink wide to Banks. Banks skating ahead with it now as he enters the zone. Banks working, but that puck will get caught up in the corner and then pushed around to the far side as Foot gets down the wall. Foot will put that back down to Banks. Banks getting worked on by Smith. Banks now that has that puck knocked away from him, and Smith now with it for RNS as he skates ahead with it now. Smith angled off nicely by Alicia as that puck will go back to Logan. We'll work it back to Foot as they look to attack again, and that's shipped in by Banks as he'll regain possession, and he'll finally get that puck deep as Alicia with it on the other side for Stanstead. He'll work it back up to Shepard, but that hops over his stick and back into the neutral zone. Shepard off the wall looking for his teammate, but turned over. RNS trying to get some momentum, but Stanstead transitioning that puck. That puck gets touched on the way down, so no icing as Dunlap first back to it. Dunlap find the stick of Dawson in the neutral zone as he tips that puck in, and Bork will be back for it first for Stanstead. Bork to Fauché. Here comes Dobosh with it. Dobosh, he'll dump that puck into the opposite corner for his teammate Mustonen, but it's Dunlap on it first. Dunlap to the wall for Dawson. Rink wide to Smith. Smith will flip that puck in for Dawson, but Fauché to it first as he chops the puck up the wall for Dobosh, but that's turned over. To the point now for Dunlap. Dunlap will float one through, and that's sticked away, presumably by the goaltender Mongrain, but there's a little bit of traffic in front, so it might have hit a few things on its way out. But we will get a stoppage with 2:41 left here in the third period, or in the first period, sorry. Shots now 12-9 for the Riverhawks, as this faceoff will come to the left of Mongrain. McFadden on the draw here, on the offensive zone draw here for the Riverhawks. But it looks like he'll end up getting kicked out. Now Dawson in for the draw. Dawson, scramble draw, controlled by Stanstead. Dobosh just enough to get that puck out into the neutral zone for Pelche. Here's McClement with it now as he looks middle, and that's off the stick of McFadden into the Stanstead zone as Fauché back to it. He'll reverse that puck around for Work. Work through the middle for Malloy. Here comes Rory Malloy as he kicks it out for Mustonen. Mustonen for Malloy. Malloy, ooh, dangerous look there off the rush, but that's ultimately deflected out of play. As this faceoff will come back in the Riverhawks end. Faceoff to the right of the goaltender Santina. Gans on the draw now for the Spartans. As Gans will win that puck cleanly. Back to Bonin. Bonin shot, but that's broken up by Spurrell as DeSantis now with it, and he'll put the puck in the corner for Gans. Here's Emmanuel Gans with it, trying to flip it back to DeSantis, but cut off there by Spurrell. Spurrell looking, digging, trying to chip that puck out, and we'll have a hand pass as DeSantis knocked it ahead for Max Bonin. Exactly 2 minutes left here in the first period. Still 2-1 for the Spartans over the Riverhawks. BCS, the victor of the earlier game at the Molson Arena in Lennoxville. As that draw is won by Alvis Pereira. And that puck gets worked up the middle, but and chipped into the Sanchez zone. Mini breakaway here. Rebound! Oh, and now we'll have some nonsense here. We'll see how many guys get taken away out of this pile, but weird bounce on a pretty harmless chip created a small partial breakaway opportunity for Moores, but he just ran out of real estate, and Mongrain able to control that one. We will have no penalties out of that, surprisingly. As this faceoff will come to the left of Mongrain. With Alvis Pereira taking the draw for the Riverhawks. Bonin winning it for the Spartans, but Spurrell first to it. Spurrell, it's a Moores in the slot, and he just misses high to the glove side of Mongrain, but kept in by RNS but Orr will send it the length of the ice. Oh, and a pretty late whistle there. Pretty late whistle there as the ref looked like his whistle got caught in his pocket, but that will be icing against Stanstead. So that faceoff will come back into the Spartan zone with 1:33 left in the first period. Stanstead player chasing after that puck, giving the linesman kind of a hard time there, but we'll see if this comes back to bite the Spartans. Here's Alvis Pereira on the draw, but he'll lose that draw. That puck's in front, and Morris just puts that one wide off the backhand as he works that puck back to Romanen. Romanen to Lawless. Lawless fans on that one, and he'll move that puck back to his partner. Romanen with a shot off a leg and wide of the net as Bonin will look to get the puck ahead as he's cut off there by Spurrell, and Alvis Pereira now with it. Alvis Pereira flipping that puck into the Stanstead end with Orr back to it, and he'll rim that puck around. But Bonin, and now Bonin able to get the play. Let's see if Stanstead get a 2-on-1 here. Here comes Max Bonin, and that's broken up nicely there by the defenseman Lawless, who gives him a hard time, and now we have a delayed penalty. As I believe it's going to be both of them are heading off here. As after Lawless broke that penalty up, Bonin engaged, but Lawless retaliated, so both will head to the box here. Both for roughing. And we will play 5-on-5 here in the last minute of the period. And this faceoff will come outside in the RNS zone, in the neutral zone, towards the Stanstead faithful. As McFadden winning the draw now for RNS. He moves it back to Dunlap, who flips it ahead to Foot. But that goes back to Dunlap as he looks to get away from O'Brien. As he's pursued, no call. But able to flip it in the zone where Foot will find it. Foot puts it up the wall, but that takes a funny hop. And that will stay in the Spartans' corner. As Shepard now with it, he'll move it ahead to O'Brien. O'Brien flipping it out of the zone for Foot, who will push it ahead, but not deep. As Dunlap will send it across to Robinson. Robinson closed off there by Lavoie. Now Shepard with it as we have 10 seconds left in the period. Shepard up ahead for Arrigo, who will look for O'Brien, but that misses him as we go 3, 2, 1. As the first period will end. 2-1 Spartans on goals from DeSantis and Alicia. And the RNS goal scored shortly after, as it's 2-1 after 1 here at the Pat Burns Arena. Shots 14-10 for the Riverhawks, and we'll be back after the flood. And we're back for second period action here at the Pat Burns Arena as the faceoff's won by RNS and sent back into the Stanstead zone where Mongrain will be out to play it. He'll rim that puck around for Dobos. As that goes to the line, shot from a short angle by McFadden and stopped there by Mongrain for our first whistle. As this faceoff will come to his left with McFadden to take it for the Riverhawks. As Stanstead late to get set on that faceoff, so Malloy will head out and Dobos in. But Dobos winning it anyway as Shepard will put that high off the glass and the length of the ice for icing, so we'll redo. And we'll see what side of the ice McFadden picks for this faceoff. If the loss on the last one influences the decision at all, and it seemingly does, as he'll choose the other side for this faceoff, as he wins that puck back for a shot, and that's blocked. As Moosonen was coming with speed now. Moosonen driving wide, stopping up. Here's Moosonen trying to put one on net, but that's blocked. As RNS now looks to get away as McClement pokes it up ahead to Beatty, who puts it in the corner. Shepard back for it as he cuts the net. And he'll miss Moosonen on that pass as that puck sent back in as Mongrain will stop it. Lots of time here for Foote as he'll give that puck to Moosonen as he skates ahead with it. The Moosonen will put it into the corner for Dobos. Dobos to net as that misses. Here's Orr jumping down, and he'll put that below the goal line for Dobos. Dobos chipping it around, but it's Smith for the Riverhawks coming up with it, and he'll flip it high and into the feet of Orr, but that's touched with a high stick before getting to Orr's feet, so we will have another whistle. Both players, Lawless and Bonin, will now exit the penalty box from their coincidental minor penalties for roughing. So now roster's full for both teams as that faceoff's won and put out in front and loose puck, and that's cleared by the Spartans. Back to the point for Gorman. He'll get it down there to Smith, but that's shipped back to the line as Gorman pinches down to make a good play. But Orr looking to get it ahead, and here comes the Spartans off the rush. Here's shot, save, rebound, save by Santina. Good chance there for the Spartans, as they came in 3-on-1 there as that puck flies into the bench. There's Lawless having to protect himself from that errant puck. But big saves there by Santina, as after a tough start to the game that saw him getting pulled for a quick moment, he comes back and keeps the Riverhawks only down by 1. As this faceoff will come back into the neutral zone as Malloy wins it, pushing it back to Bork, who will chip it up the wall, but now it's Lawless with it, controlling. Lawless over to Romanen. Romanen cross ice, no one home, so Bork will take control of it, and he'll push it ahead to Lawless. Lawless back into the neutral zone where Hayden will get it. Malloy offside, so Hayden had to stop up. As here now come the Spartans as Bonin stops up. Bonin on net and into the chest of Santina. As this faceoff will come to his right. Couple shifts into the second period now. Both teams with a few early shots here as the goalies get back into it. But here's Bonin on the draw. That gets one back to Fauché. Fauché on that tipped by Bonin just over top of Santina. As Hayden now with it. Hayden pushes it over to Fauché. Fauché looking to put one on net, but that's blocked by Alvis Pereira on a nice sliding play. As that puck will not be able to be kept in by the Spartans as they look to regroup as that's sent to Fauché. Fauché will go off glass to Romanen, who puts it back up the wall as Fauché back on again, but he is being pestered by Alvis Pereira. As that puck is kept in by RNS as Morris comes down the wall. He'll give it to Alvis Pereira. Alvis Pereira in front. Ooh, nice save there by Mongrain as that was Spurrell alone in the slot. Here's a chance now as that puck rattles around in the high slot area. Both goalies sharp here at the beginning of the second period. As that puck got worked to Spurrell by Alvis Pereira, and Longer had to kick the leg out there to make a nice save. As now Stanstead looks to get out of their zone as Bork with it. And that puck gets knocked ahead to Hayden. Hayden trying to dance in. That play stays on side, but poked ahead and now sent in deep by Bork. And here comes Peltier with it. Peltier looking for the home run pass. And that will miss everyone and go down the ice for icing. As Foot is there first for the Spartans. So that puck will come back into the RNS zone. And they will pick to have this face-off go to the left of Santina as Corey Logan, the decider on that one. Here's Logan on the draw against McFadden. And that face-off's won by Logan. Back to Foot. Foot will send that behind the cage for Alicia. Alicia turning, and he's able to keep it on the wall for Logan, who tries to get it up top, but that's cut off by Cole. As Cole tries to exit the zone, but that's knocked off his stick and looked to be pushed back into the Stanstead end, but ultimately down to Foot, who's being pursued by Peltier. Foot turns to avoid the stick check as he evades another checker, and Banks will get it ahead to Alicia. Alicia rushing the puck ahead as he crosses the blue line, but that will be offside as Logan just a little ahead of the play. And this faceoff will come right in front of the Stanstead student section. Malloy and McMullen set to take the draw here. As that puck is won to the wall and controlled by RNS. McClement gets it over to Peltier, who skates ahead with it. Peltier, big hit there by Malloy on Peltier as he goes into the RNS bench. But puck kept in by the Riverhawks as that's sent in deep to Smith. Here's McMullen, but that gets chipped out to McClement. McClement over to Peltier. Peltier able to get that puck in cross ice. As DeSantis reverses it back up the wall to Dawson for RNS. Dawson putting the opposite corner for McMullen. McMullen down to Smith at the goal line as Malloy takes it now. Malloy circling the net, skating ahead. He'll chip it ahead to Moosonen, who chips it in deep. As Dobush looks to get it for Stanstead. That hits the back of the net. In front, loose in front. As Moosonen was able to get a couple whacks in on Santina at the side of the goal. And RNS will respond as this has certainly escalated. That puck hit the back of the RNS net, and Dobush able to put that puck in front for Moosonen, who was able to get a couple chances at it. As the referees will sort out the ensuing penalties here. Looks like we will stay at 5-on-5 as McClement and Hayden will head off for their role in the net front battle there, as we have 15:02 left in the second period. Hayden on the draw. Hayden is on the ice. We'll have to double check who that Stanstead player in the box is, but Hayden scramble draws. That puck cuts one back to Bonin, but that goes off a skate now of the zone to Fauché. Fauché will rim that around and Santina out to play it. As Dunlap now with it. Dunlap skating up ice as he'll move that puck into the Stanstead zone. Dunlap ahead, and that's just out of the reach of McMullen. But that gets to Smith. Smith on the wraparound and in front. That's defended nicely. Dunlap through, but that's blocked. And to the corner for Bork. Bork now up the wall to Hayden as he taps ahead to Bonin. Bonin coming away with it now. Bonin delaying. Bonin on that, but that's wide. To Dawson. Dawson looking for Smith, who will give it to McMullen. McMullen in now, 1-on-2, but that's broken up nicely by Shepard. Fans oohing and ahhing after a nice hit there on Smith, but up ahead to Bonin. Bonin looking to attack as Cadiz gets in on that battle as Lawless will bump it back for Dunlap. Dunlap now cutting the net. Skating ahead. Dunlap going wide, driving wide, curls off the knob. Oh, and a high hit on Dunlap. So Foot will go to the box, and the RNS teammates not too happy about that one as Dunlap came down the wing. Fired one on net that hit the knob of Mongrain as he was completing his shooting motion. Foot came through with a big blow that caught Dunlap up high. Dunlap obviously a valuable member of this RNS team, sporting the A and really pushing the pace on that D-core. So we'll see what the referees decide on here as a penalty. The athletic trainer out to treat Dunlap, but he's back up on his feet and skating off under his own power, so that's great to see. Referee still discussing one. Coach Jeff Lewis wanting the book for Logan Foot here. We'll see if he gets his wishes as Matthew Thompson stoic behind the Stanstead bench. We'll see what the decision is here. So ultimately it'll be a 4-minute double minor for Logan Foot for head contact. I believe that will be the official call. So he will stay in the game. But a long kill here for the Spartans as RNS will go to their second power play of the game. Coach Lewis still making his case for a major penalty. But I don't think their appeal will be successful. Discussion still going on here at the RNS bench as all officials making their way over. And now we'll get back to it here as this face-off. We'll see where they put it. They'll get their pick and they'll put it to the right of Mongrain as potentially a big turning point in the game here as next 4 minutes belong to the RNS power play. But that draws one by Malloy, who will work that puck around to Gans. Gans unable to clear as Dunlap back out there. So maybe that long talk by the RNS coach helps Dunlap stay in this game as Pelche tries to put that puck in deep, but that goes off the end netting. So that faceoff will actually come outside the Stanstead end. Oh, they're saying this is... Oh, okay. They're just going to put the puck to on the RNS side of the red line. So Malloy to take the draw again against Alves Pereira. That is pushed ahead by Malloy as that puck goes to Dunlap. And Dunlap will look to set up the breakout here for the Riverhawks as that puck rolls off the stick. And pressured hard by Malloy. And here's Malloy with the puck, but that gets turned back over. And here comes Morris, but nice stick there by Malloy to break that up and put that puck in deep. And he'll head off for a change. The captain showing some great skill there to halt the attack as Peltier carries the puck in now, and that will be offside. So the Riverhawks having some trouble getting into the Stanstead end as they'll send their next unit out for a face-off in front of the RNS bench. No shortage of referee activity at the RNS bench so far. As that faceoff is won and pushed into the Stanstead end, as Bork back to it, and he'll look to hammer it around, but that's kept in by Gorman as he gives that puck to McFadden. And that puck ends up back to Gorman at the point, and this is Lewis to Gorman. Gorman shot, rebound, lying in front. Couple big saves there by Mongrain. As he had to make two big ones there. As we're going to get another penalty against Stanstead here. That's going to be Fred Bork for the trip. So RNS 5-on-3 for the next 2 full minutes. So the Stanstead penalty kill will really be put to the test here, as we are seeing some undisciplined play here by the Spartans. As this faceoff will come to the right of Mongrain, we have Dobos, DeSantis, and Shepard out there on the kill. Still some chatting going on by the RNS coaches to the officials. Can't really make out what's being said, but one of the head officials stepping in. Some back and forth still going on here as Alvis Pereira lines up to take the draw, and he'll end up winning that puck back to Pelche as that goes to Dunlap. Dunlap that down to McMullen, over to Dunlap, over to Pelche. Pelche down to Spurrell, to Dunlap, curl, strike, scores! Jesse Dunlap getting lost high in the zone, curling in, receiving a pass, and ripping it high to the blocker side of Mongrain. We have a tie hockey game. It is 2-2 here with 12:24 remaining in the second period. So that goal coming with 2:33 left on the foot penalty and 1:44 left on the Bork penalty. So we'll actually stay 5-on-3 as only the first half of the foot penalty gets erased. So the Spartans will still have 1:44 left on the 5-on-3 disadvantage. So a very timely power play goal by the Riverhawks, as RNS now can look for more here, as Malloy will send that puck the length of the ice, where Santina will stop it. Here comes Peltier around with it. He'll give it to Dunlap, having just scored the tying goal. Spurrell now to Moores. Back to Peltier at the point. Peltier over to Dunlap. Down to Alvis Pereira. RNS playing a bit of a spread here. Over to Peltier. To Spurrell, up to Dunlap. Dunlap curls again. Carbon copy of the play he scored on, but missing the net that time, and the puck hopping on top of the Spartans' cage for a key whistle, as 1:05 remaining on the 5-on-3 disadvantage, as this puck will come to the left of Mongrain. Now we have Bonin, Shepard, and DeSantis out there on the kill, as that puck is won by Alvis Pereira to Smith. We'll give it to Pelche, to Dunlop. Down to Alvis Pereira, up to Dunlop. Over to Pelche. He'll give it to Spurrell, to Dunlap. Dunlap looking for the shooting lane, but that's closed off. Dunlap back with it now. Back over to Spurrell. Spurrell, that's blocked by DeSantis, as Dunlap will give it to Pelche. Pelche now on his forehand shooting. That gets deflected wide by Bonin. And that will go back to Dunlap. Dunlap and Pelche switch back. Here's Alvis Pereira with it. Up to Dunlap. Dunlap over to Pelche. Pelche over to Alvis Pereira. Shot saved by Mongrain off the one-timer by Alvis Pereira, as that puck gets worked back up to Dunlap. We have a player falling in the corner for Stanstead. Here's Dunlap with it. Dunlap to Pelche, scores. Dylan Pelche on the far side one-timer scores to put RNS ahead, and they'll still be on the power play, as we'll get back to it here. So some key goals for the Riverhawks, as there'll be 11 seconds left on the penalty to Fred Bork, as Logan Foote now exits the ice. The foot, key penalty killer for the Spartans, so his absence certainly felt there. So now after a strong start by the Spartans, it's now the Riverhawks who roar ahead to the advantage as we are close to halfway through the second period as that puck gets worked ahead to Dawson and rimmed into the Spartan zone. And we're finally back to 5-on-5 as what seems like forever as McClement bowls over or in the Spartans end, but that is worked into the Riverhawks end where Gorman will put it up the wall. And that puck sent on net by Mustonen, but good save there by Santina as that puck is flipped out to Fauché. Fauché down to Orr. Up to Malloy, who will dump that puck in. Santina out to play the puck. Santina just getting it past Dobosh to McClement. As Dobosh hard hit on McClement, but here comes Dawson away with it now for RNS. Dawson getting the red line, chipping the puck in on Mulgrant, and he will cover up, but ridden out hard by Orr. Orr protecting his goaltender's space. As this puck will come to his left. 7 seconds away from the halfway point. Shots on goal now. 20-15 for the Riverhawks as RNS tries to send a late change out there, but as the away team, missing their opportunity. So McFadden will remain out there to take the draw for RNS and now getting double whammy, getting kicked out here. So Dawson will step in to take the draw. Dawson against Malloy. Face-off was scrambled, but then pushed back to Foote, who's getting his first action since his penalty, as that puck remains in the stance and then up to Lawless as that shot gets put on that and deflected out of play. So this face-off will stay in the Stanstead end as fresh troops put out there by both coaches. Lavoie out to take face-off for Stanstead. McMullen for RNS as that face-off's won by Lavoie. As Shepard puts the puck up the wall, but Cadiz cuts that off as Lavoie chops it back to the line for Lawless. Lawless to Cadiz. Shot from the top of the circle, and that's saved by Mongrain. As that gets chipped ahead to Arrigo. As that gets pushed ahead for O'Brien. O'Brien looking for Foote in the slot, but he's taken down, no call. As Shepard, last man back for Stanstead, and Cadiz chasing after him. Cadiz pushing Shepard out the puck, worked out front, and that just off the stick of McMullen and into the neutral zone. Lawless trying to put that puck in, but that's cut off by Shepard as Shepard goes back for it. Shepard getting away from the forecheck and moving that puck ahead to Arrigo, who will put that into the corner for O'Brien. Here's O'Brien with it now. That gets poked off his stick to the line for DeSantis. DeSantis putting one on goal, and that's corralled by Santina, but Lavoie knocked down hard and no call. So that puck will come to the right of Santina. You see a strobe light in the corner. That's not a strobe light. That is simply a light bulb that's a little burnt out. So apologies for any light-sensitive viewers. As this faceoff will come to the right of Santia with Corey Logan taking the draw. Logan will win this draw back to Orr, who will chop it down below the RNS goal line with Alicia on it first for Stanstead. He gets knocked off the puck as that puck gets pushed to the wall. And here comes Banks in the high slot. Banks with the shot as that just misses to the glove side of Santina. As that puck gets put out in front off the stick of Santina and covered up. .8:44 remaining now in the second period. This faceoff coming to Santina's left. Logan again on the draw for the Spartans. Logan winning the draw back for Banks, and that's a shot just over the top of the net as Alicia now with it. As that puck gets flipped into the Spartans bench, and that faceoff will come back inside the Riverhawks zone. Where Logan will look to continue his hot streak in the circle. Logan to Alicia, back to Orr. Orr trying to find a lane, and that's put on net, but snared by Santina for another whistle. Great job here by Corey Logan to keep the offensive time going for the Spartans, winning some key faceoffs here. Still Matt line up against Alvarez Ferreras. Logan was another one that goes back to Orr, and he'll put that one in deep. That's cut off by McClement and chopped out there by Moores. That puck getting by Orr and back into the Stanstead end as he's chased by Spurrell. And that's a tight call there at the blue line as Moores tried to keep that puck in for the Riverhawks, but linesman in good position to make the call there. So that face-off coming outside of the Spartan zone towards the fan section as Bonin lines up against Alves Pereira. Bonin wins it back to Bork. Bork over to Gans. That's off his stick and back to Pelche. And by Gans as we push the puck around the neutral zone a bit. And Bonin now with it for Stanstead, looking for Hayden up ahead, but that's cut off. So that puck stays in the neutral zone where now Tanner Hayden has it in the ozone as he drops it to Bonin. Bonin shot off a leg. Back in front. Scores. Tanner Hayden. And we're all tied up at 3. Hayden received the pass, entered the zone, dropped the puck back to Max Bonin, who had his shot blocked, and the block shot careened off the backboards to the short side post, and Hayden was Johnny on the spot to chip it over the pad of Santina. And we have a bit of a barn burner here at the Pat Burns Arena as we are now 3-3 with 7:49 remaining in the second period. As the ensuing draw is pushed ahead, and McMullen looking to push the play into the Spartan zone, but we have another offside call. Bonin and McMullen now on the draw in front of the Riverhawks bench as that puck is put into some feet, and we'll do it again as that play is offside. This draw is pushed ahead by McMullen, but that's right to Foot, as Foot will give it to Shepard. Back to Foot. Foot up to Hayden, the most recent goal scorer, as Smith knocks out of his stick, as Hayden plays the body on him. Here's Tanner Hayden trying to dangle ahead. Some nice hands there. Here's Bonner with a shot. That gets blocked. Hayden putting together a good shift here, but that puck is eventually worked to Smith, who will give it to Gorman. Gorman, just his teammate just staying on side as he'll put that puck in deep. So here's Shepard with it now. Shepard spinning away from McMullen. Moving it up towards the Bonin. Bonin cut off there, but here's McMullen curling. McMullen to Smith off his stick to the net, and that goes through the crease. And back to the point to Dunlap. Dunlap, cross ice, shot, and that just misses wide. And that puck goes back to Dunlap once again. Here's Dunlap with it, looking for a shooting lane. Dunlap up to McMullen. McMullen over to Gorman. Gorman will shoot. That just hits Mongrain. And here comes Stanstead away with it as Bonin chips that puck into the Stanstead end. Here's Gans with it in the corner. He spins and cuts back as Stanstead completes the change. It goes to Malloy through the feet of Musinen and back to Orr. Orr spins away and he'll push the puck back up ice. Here comes Dylan Orr. Orr curling, shooting, and that is into the chest of Santina for a whistle. Shots now 23-21 for the Riverhawks in a fast-paced offensive affair. As this face-off will come to the left of the goaltender Santina with Malloy set to take the draw. Malloy against McFadden here on the draw as both teams bringing the energy here, and he'll win that draw back to Dobos, who shoots and misses to the blocker side of Santina as that puck gets flipped ahead, but to Orr. Here's Orr. Oh, big collision there as Cadiz stepped up on Orr. As McFadden regains control of the puck as Gorman will chop it ahead. Here's Malloy with it on the half wall. Malloy circling. Malloy. Challenger by Dunlap. Malloy now still with behind that. He tries to pick it up for Michigan, unsuccessful as that puck goes back to Orr at the point. Orr will give it to Dunlap. Orr to Malloy. Back to Orr. As big battle there between Orr and Beatty as that puck gets worked out to the slide. Scores! Juuso Mustonen and Stanstead takes the lead. Good perseverance there by the Spartans as they maintained possession, and Mustonen left all alone at the side of the net. Deposits that one. Brody Malloy on the assist there, sliding that puck over to the open Mustonen. As Stanstead now roars back to take a 4-3 lead. So now we'll have another face-off back at center ice. As this puck is won back to Fred Burke. He looks to flick that one in, but that is stopped at the line. Burke will chip it ahead to Arrigo on the wall as that's battled. And Moores will come ahead with it. And Burke gets the hands up on Moores, and we'll have another penalty against Stanstead. It's hit. Alves Pereira turns and shoots into the chest of Mongrain. Bork will go off for cross-checking. Bork with a bit of a size advantage on Morris. So his hands obviously coming pretty close to the head there. And the Riverhawks will get another opportunity on the power play. Already very successful. As I believe they are 2 for 5. Someone can fact check me on that, but they definitely have 2 power play goals, and they're going to be looking for a third here. There's Alves Pereira out there on the draw. Alves Pereira, scramble draw with Malloy. That's one back to Foot, who will rim it around, but kept in by Dunlap. Dunlap waiting for the set. That Dunlap gets the puck back. Now he'll curl and shoot, and he misses to the blocker side, but that'll hit the top of the boards and go up into the netting. So now under 5 minutes remaining here in the second period. Shots down even, 24 apiece. As Alves Pereira lines up back up to take this draw. Alves Pereira wins it to the corner, where Shepard will lay on this puck to kill some time, but the referees wisely blowing that one down fairly early. As we will do it all again here just 6 seconds later. Alves Pereira winning this one, and he'll give it back to Dunlap. Dunlap over to Pelche. Pelche and Dunlap switch now. Here's Pelche down to goal line to Alves Pereira. Alves Pereira climbing, finding Moores to Dunlap at the top. Over to Pelche. Pelche shooting off the helmet of Mongrain and out of play. Good job there, Bob Mongrain, to make the save as he checks his buckles to make sure all are intact. Goaltending, you're always told to keep your eye on the puck, and he certainly did so there. So this face-off will be coming to his left. It's Alves Pereira again on the draw for the Riverhawks. That puck is sent to the wall where Orr will look to pin it. And that puck gets turned over to Mustonen, and he'll be able to flip it down the length of the ice. But Santina playing it up to Dunlap. Dunlap now coming through the neutral zone. He will come in wide, stopping up. Now looking to set up as he'll give that puck to Moores. Moores now to goal line to Dawson. Excuse me, that's Spurrell. He'll give that puck up to Pelche. Pelche with a shot that goes high to the blocker side, but retrieved by Dunlap. Dunlap now on the wall. Battle ensues as Dobos not able to get that puck out, and Moores will send that into the opposite mesh. So this puck, maybe potentially a very smart play there by Moores, as this puck will actually stay in the Stanstead zone, even though it was close. It was in a dangerous spot for the RNS power play as they're starting a change. So they'll be able to get some fresh troops out there with 40 seconds remaining on this penalty to Fredburg. As McFadden on the draw here. McFadden. RNS coming up with the draw as they'll send that puck around to Dawson. Dawson up, but picked off there, but kept in, and now finally out as McClement lasts it back for RNS as he'll work it ahead to McFadden. That gets sent cross ice to Smith, but that's behind him as Orr chops it ahead and looks to get away, but he'll put that puck in deep and behind the RNS goal. Here's McFadden circling back. This will all but do it for the RNS power play as 3, 2, and 1. Bork will exit the box as big hit there by Foot on the wall. And now we are even back to 5-on-5 hockey with 3 minutes remaining in the middle frame as that puck goes in front of the Stanstead net, but Foot will move it ahead to Bonin, to Banks, back to Bonin. Bonin now down the wing as he dodges a check. Bonin now behind the net, circling, stopping up, trying to put that puck back behind as Banks now looks to retrieve it. Banks muscling his way, looking for Alicia out front, out of his reach as Foot keeps that puck in. But that will go, that puck gets deflected into the netting for another whistle. That puck will stay in the Riverhawks' end as Corey Logan will take this shot. He's been pretty money on those today. So let's see if McMullen can slow him down. Scramble draw. Still in their feet. But I think that will be another win for Corey Logan as Stanstead regained possession. But flipped to the line by RNS as Shepard keeps that puck in. Shepard on net, and that's blocked by the glove of Romanen in front. Logan to net from a sharp angle. That save. Logan again on the backhand, but that one is blocked as that puck goes back behind the RNS goal line as that's moved over to Cadiz. Cadiz up. And that's out of the reach of his players as Shepard looks to clear the zone. And here come the Spartans with numbers as Foot joins the rush. Foot back to Alicia. Alicia shot loose. Rebound. And, ooh, that is touched up. We have a Spartan down on the ice. That's Nick Alicia. He is in some pain as they signal for the athletic trainer to come out. I wasn't able to see exactly what happened on that play, but Alicia was driving the net hard, so you wonder if it's a similar situation as to what happened to Dunlap earlier on in this first period. We'll see if a similar call is made as Alicia is still down on the ice. He looks to get back to his feet as his teammates help him up, and he'll be actually ushered off for further evaluation by the athletic training staff here at Stanstead. We'll see what this call looks like as Stanstead likely on the power play for the remaining of the period should they score. Some further evaluation taking place here. So we will have a 5-on-4 opportunity here for the Spartans as they do make a similar call as earlier in the game. So that'll be a 4-minute head contact penalty against Cadiz for the hit on Alicia. I believe some other players in the box. That's Beatty for Stanstead. I believe Foot in there, Beatty for RNS and Foot in there for Stanstead, but those penalties will cancel out. So the only penalty on the board now is a 4-minute double minor to Cadiz. So the Spartans now with a lengthy opportunity on the power play. Their second of the game. Some further talking, but I think the RNS player will win their case with the referee as this faceoff will come outside, as I believe it's deemed that the Stanstead defenders came in after the play. So this faceoff will come outside the RNS end, but a golden opportunity here for the Spartans as that's won by the captain Malloy to Hayden, who will rim it around. Santina out to stop it, and he'll get just enough on that, but rimmed around by Pelletier, but that's stopped up by Hayden as battle ensuing on the wall is kept in by the Spartans, and here's Hayden with it. Hayden looking to set up back to Shepard at the point. Shepard over to Malloy, one-timer. Save, pad save there by Santina as that puck works to Gans behind the net. Gans is pursuing Pelletier as Hayden will trap it against the wall and work it back around. Can Bork keep it in? No, he cannot. Or he can, actually, as that puck will stay. And good hustle there by Fred Bork as that puck gets worked to Hayden on the half wall. To Shepard, to Hayden. Back to Shepard. Shepard shot, pad save by Santina as Hayden will get it again. Back up to Shepard. To Bork, and that didn't get all that one. That flutters in, but Gans back to retrieve it as that puck will be cleared, but Malloy putting pressure on, so not a lot of mustard on that one. As Malloy with it, that's puck poked off the stick, and Spurrell it on a breakaway. Spurrell in, save by Mongrain, and then knocked down to the ice by Shepard for a penalty. Ooh, I'm not sure about that one. We're getting a boarding call here, and Max Shepard clearly frustrated by the call. I can't say I necessarily agree with that one, but we will play 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. 40 seconds left in the second period. So a lot of ice out there as Coach Thompson will send his first 4 players on the ice. So RNS working hard to create a good scoring opportunity and, drawing a penalty out of it. So we'll play 4-on-4 here. As faceoff's won by Stanstead, and now Orr with it, as Orr will chip it around to DeSantis, who gives it to Mustonen. Mustonen will curl back. Mustonen will give it to Orr. As Mustonen's knocked down behind the net, and Orr will give it to DeSantis. Here comes Gabriel DeSantis, one of today's goal scorers. DeSantis driving wide, putting his head down, and he'll put that puck around for Orr, who will put it back deep for DeSantis as he battles the Alvis Pereira for it, but that's worked ahead to Dunlap as that puck is turned over. Here's DeSantis with it in the offensive zone. DeSantis putting that one on it, but that's blocked by Pelletier in front. And the clock will strike 0 as the second period comes to a close. Very eventful second period as it is 4-3 Stanstead as we enter the second intermission. Shots 27-25 now in favor of the Spartans. When we return, we'll have more 4-on-4 hockey. We'll be right back. And we're back here at the Pat Burns Arena for what should be a very exciting third period here between RNS and Stanstead. Stanstead up 4-3 heading into this final frame as we begin with some 4-on-4 hockey here as Dunlap carries the puck and shoots, scores! Wow, a hot start by the Riverhawks as they tie this one up only 12 seconds into this third period. That'll be Dunlap's second of the game. He certainly had a great game so far, and I'm sure he'll be relied on heavily by Coach Jeff Lewis down the stretch here. As we will line back up to where we were just 12 seconds ago. Still 4-on-4, so still a lot of ice out there for both teams as this draws one back to DeSantis. DeSantis with it now. He'll retreat behind his net as he looks to get ahead. He'll give that puck to Orr. Orr skating with it now. Orr entering, trying to go through the legs of Peltier, but that's turned over and flipped out by Moores, where Gans will give it. Gans to DeSantis, back looking for Gans again, but that's out of his reach, and Dunlap will go behind his net as Dunlap now cutting the net. Dunlap over to Alves Pereira, so he gets hit hard into the Stanstead net as Mongrain now with the puck. He'll give it to Orr. Orr now around the net, and he'll give it to Malloy. Malloy coming in by himself, shot, stick save by Santina as he creatively grabs that rebound that ramped off his stick off the end glass back towards the net, but the tall goaltender, recorded here as 6'3", stands back up to snare it as this faceoff will come to his left with Tanner Hayden taking the draw for Stanstead, but he loses that one as that goes to McClement, who will move it to Gorman, but Hayden hustling. Oh, and just looking for Gans in the slot. That's just out of his reach as Gans now with it. Gans up to Malloy, but that's broken up, and here comes Dawson. Dawson, that's chopped ahead, and now Stanstead will head back to the power play here as they have 45 seconds left on the double minor to RNS's Cadiz. But a hand pass will stop play, and the faceoff will come just in front of the Stanstead bench. Malloy, Hayden, Gans, Foot, and Shepard out there for the Spartans power play as Malloy will win that draw, and he'll lose it. So walking across the line is Spurrell as he shoots, and that goes over the net. Foot dumps Spurrell in front of the Spartans bench as that gets them going. And here comes Shepard with it. Shepard over to Hayden. Hayden will rim the puck around for Foot, and he'll punch that puck back around for Hayden. There's 20 seconds left on this power play. That puck gets moved up to Shepard and back down to Hayden. Hayden through the seam to Malloy, but not ready for that pass as he moves it back up to Foot. Foot on goal, and that just misses high and wide. Back to Hayden. Up to Shepard. Back to Shepard. Over to Hayden. Hayden shooting high on Santina, but he makes that save. That goes back to Shepard, and we're back to 5-on-5 as Gans climbs out of the corner with it. He'll cycle that back down to Hayden. Hayden with it in the corner now. Hayden working. Hayden chops it back up to Shepard. Shepard will put it back in deep as Malloy is first to it, and he'll get it to Gans as he tries to go low to high, but that puck is cut off by McMullen, and away comes RNS with numbers. McMullen will put that in deep, but Shepard back to it first as he's pressured there. Able to get that puck up the wall and chop to the line where Lawless will put it on net. And Mongrain will use his stick to deflect that one out of play. So tied at 4s here, only 2 minutes and 42 seconds into the first period. As this faceoff will come to the left of Mongrain as Bonin lines up to take it against McMullen. That faceoff is won by McMullen, back to the point for Romanen. He tries to put one on net. That's blocked by Dobosh. And that puck will exit the Stanstead end. That puck is sent up and missing everyone's sticks. So that will go for icing with the faceoff coming back into the RNS end. Bonin elects to have this draw come to the left of Santina. as he will line up against McMullen for it. Puck won by Bonin as he gets back to Fauché. Fauché will put that puck in deep for Dobos, but that puck will get turned over and get by him as that gets sent down into the Stanstead end, but Bork back on it for the Spartans. Bork off the wall, and that gets by Dobos as Dawson collects the puck for RNS. Romanen looking to get that puck ahead, but that's cut off by Mustinen. But RNS will push that back into their own end as Lawless now behind the net with it. Lawless trying to make a play, but that rolls off his stick as he'll regain possession. Lawless now scanning. He'll give that puck over to Dawson. Dawson now flips that behind the Spartans' cage as Bork reverses that to Fauché. Fauché up to Dobos. Dobos, just missing the stick of Bonin, but Bonin will regain possession. He'll put that puck into the RNS, so that'll be offside, and they'll all head off for changes. Here's Romanen with it now. He looks up ice, but that's cut off by DeSantis and put back into the RNS down for Lawless. Lawless off the boards, and Orr will collect, and now O'Brien with a bit of space here down the wing. O'Brien walking in, shot, rebound, and that is loose in front of the RNS cage, and now cleared by the Riverhawks. That shot by O'Brien coming down the wing, in and out of the glove of Santina, but unable to put the rebound home are the Spartans as Lavoie with it now. Down the wing, that shot is blocked by Dunlap. But Spartans still with it. Here's Lavoie looking out front. Lavoie from a sharp angle as he almost caught Santina cheating off that short side post. Shot on goal from the point by DeSantis is padded to the corner by Santina. Good shift here by the Spartans to get some offensive momentum as O'Brien comes around net with it. He gives it to Orr. Orr shot on net with traffic. Loose, puck loose in front. And we will have a delayed penalty here against the Riverhawks as Arrigo gets a stick high to the cage. As this will be Alves Pereira heading off for the cross check as the Spartans will head back to the power play for a crucial opportunity here. You will have Malloy, Gans, Foote, Shepard, Hayden out there for Coach Matthew Thompson. As Malloy will win that draw ahead to Gans, but that hits the linesman's skate and will be sent all the way back down by McFadden. So it's Hayden back to it, but he overskates it. Shepard now with it. As he looks to break out. Here comes Shepard around the net. Shepard over to Foote. Foote rimming that around for Hayden. Shepard keeping that puck in. Back down to Hayden. Back up to Shepard. Shepard to Hayden. Hayden to Foote at the point. Back to Hayden. Up to Foote. Shot on net. That's rebound. Big save by Santina. Loose puck to Hayden at the side of the net. And that is blocked. Back to Foote. Over to Shepard. To Foote. To Shepard. Shepard to Malloy. Malloy, Shepard, shot, in, rebound, lying there, but no one home. Back to Foote, down to Hayden, over to Shepard. Shepard, one more pass to Malloy, but that's deflected there by Cadiz. And Pelche looking to clear, and they'll just hop over the stick of Shepard. And out. RNS changing, so Shepard will send that puck up quickly for Gans. Gans now in the zone. Gans, curl shot, that just misses. To the glove side of Santina as Orr moves it over to Shepard. Shepard to Malloy. Back up to Shepard. Shepard shot, scores! Max Shepard finds the lane, and it is now 5-4 Spartans. Spartans capitalize on the Alves Pereira penalty to retake the lead. Don't think Santina saw that one at all, as that one beat him clean to the glove side. As Stanstead with a very productive power play outside of the goal with a lot of scoring chances. As now shots are now 36-27 for the Spartans. But as we've seen time and time again through this game, I'm sure RNS will come back with a vengeance. As Orr has it now behind the net for a Stanstead. Or as Orr comes ahead with it now. or to Mustonen. Mustonen shot in and out of the chest, lying there, and that's covered up by Santina. Santina's had a few bounce off his chest and create some difficulties there in the RNS crease. As this puck will come to his left, with Bonin set to take the draw for Stanstead. Bonin will lose the draw. The puck will go back to Gorman around to Dawson, but kept in nicely there by DeSantis as that gets pushed around to Bonin, who throws one out front, but no one home there as that will go the length of the ice to Orr. Orr reversing, but DeSantis not there, so Beatty will be first to it as that puck gets loose in front of the net. As Dawson with it now in the corner. As Moosin now with it again for Stanstead. He will send it cross ice to DeSantis. As DeSantis puts that puck in deep. Santina out to play it. He'll rim that on his backhand up the wall to Dawson. Dawson will touch it back to Dunlap, who already has 2 goals in this game. As he streaks down the wing. Dunlap around the net. As that puck gets deflected, and now Smith with it for the Riverhawks. Smith taking a beating there from Bonin, who breaks a stick, and he'll come off the ice as the RNS forecheck keeps the pressure on. As Smith gets taken down. Or excuse me, that was Spurrell taken down, but Smith with it now. As he sends one to net, and that almost fools Mongrain from a tough angle. But Dunlap with an out the point. Dunlap to net. That gets tipped and then blocked. Rebound to Smith. He puts one on that rebound. As Spurrell not able to put so. Ooh, that puck up behind Mongrain, but cleared off the line by DeSantis. Good play there by the defenseman as Dunlap gets it to the goal line. To Spurrell. Spurrell to Smith in the corner. Good work here by this RNS line to get some momentum back as that puck is sent to the point, but now finally flipped ahead and out of the Stanstead end. Good attempt on the keep in, but that'll ultimately be offside as we now have 11:48 left in this third period. This puck will take place, this faceoff will take place right in front of the Stanstead bench. As Alvis Pereira lines up take it for RNS, he will lose it. That's a faceoff won by Alexi Lavoie as that puck is sent ahead and tipped in by Kieran O'Brien as he chases after it. But McClellan back to it first, but he'll work around the wall to Arrigo, who'll let it go for Bork. Bork shot on goal. That's tipped down by Lavoie as he works it into the corner for O'Brien. O'Brien back up to Foot. Foot to net. That is blocked away by Santina as that puck gets popped in the air and put down by Lavoie, but he'll touch it first, so no hand pass as that puck gets worked in the neutral zone for Arrigo. Arrigo to Bork. Bork on his backhand, flipping it cross ice. As Foot will have to bring that puck back as he touches it over to Bork. Bork cross ice looking for O'Brien, but that will go the length of the ice for icing, and now some tired troops out there for the Spartans. As this puck will come back into their end for a faceoff. This faceoff will come to the right of Mongrain with McFadden on the draw. McFadden wins it as that puck gets worked back to Lawless at the point. Lawless throws one on net. That's sticked away by Mongrain. Foot chipped up the wall. Kept in by Lawless as he puts that puck in deep to Beatty, but that's taken off his stick by Lavoie. That's put to center, but sent back in by Romanen as Stanstead will try to piece together a change. Bork chips that one by as that's flipped up but kept in as Arrigo trying to get that puck out, but that's kept in again. Bork trying to tip that one up, but now Malloy will look to get this puck to safety as Stanstead finishes their change. Malloy to Hayden. Hayden back to Malloy. Here comes Brody Malloy down the wing. To Hayden. Shot. That's blocked. Here's Gans with it now. On the half wall, Gans by himself. He'll put that low for Malloy as he pressures Lawless, but Lawless to it first. Lawless cross ice for Cadiz. As he'll move that puck back to Roman and who move it to Lawless. Lawless dumping it cross corner. As we will have an icing call. So Lawless not able to get the red line. So that will get sent down as the referee tries to figure out who was on the ice there for the Riverhawks, as Beatty will have to come back off the bench to finish his shift. Officially halfway through this final frame. Shots now 38-30 for the Spartans in this back and forth affair. But here's Bonin on the draw for Stanstead. Bonin will win it back to Mustonen, who rims it around for Dobosh. Dobosh with it now below the goal line. He'll turn it over to Dunlap. And here comes Beatty. Beatty on Orr. Beatty fanned. Here's McFadden. Shot. That's blocked. As that gets worked to the corner. It was McFadden looking out front, but that's nicely pushed away by DeSantis as Stanstead looks to break out as Mustonen has it now. Ahead to Dobosh. Dobosh streaking in on partial break. Dobosh in! Big pad save by Santina as Dobosh seemingly had the goaltender beat, but Santina using his big frame to make a key save and keep the Riverhawks only down by one as this puck gets flipped back into the Riverhawks. And here's Smith with it getting ahead of steam. Smith over to Dawson. Dawson to trying to get the puck to Smith, but I'll go into the corner. And Smith moves it back up to Dunlap. Dunlap over to Gorman. Gorman shot, and that gets deflected above the cage as that puck goes back to Dunlap. Dunlap to Smith as he gets muscle off that puck as Bonin looking to reverse the flow, but that's kept in the corner by Dawson. Dawson now to Smith as he works the puck to McMullen. McMullen with it. He's pressed hard in the boards by Shepard. Shepard still battling hard on McMullen, but McMullen coming away with it. McMullen goes to the point to Gorman over to Dunlap. Dunlap at the point. Surveying, shot through. That's blocked down in front to Foot. And Foot will flip it into the netting for a whistle. So this puck will come back inside the Stanstead end, but both teams allowed to change. So fresh troops coming on the ice for both teams here. As this face-off comes back to the left of Renaud J. Mongrain. Here's Alves Pereira to take the draw as he wins it. Chance out front, and that's off the mask of Mongrain for a nice stop. As this puck stays in the Spartan zone, here's Spurrell, but he's bodied by Bork, and Fauché will come away with it as he'll move it ahead to Gans. Gans flips it ahead to Banks, and he overskates it, but he'll regain possession and looking to get that puck deep as Logan finally puts it in deep for the team in red. McClement back with it. McClement reversing to Pelche. Here's Pelche with it. Pelche will dump it in to Fauché. As that puck is moved ahead. So that puck's kept in the RNS end as that puck gets to Lavoie. Lavoie over to Orr. Orr looking to shoot. That's blocked. And now O'Brien with it. Apologies, folks. Just some technical difficulties sorting through those as Lavoie puts on it. That's bobbled by Santina and cleared away to DeSantis. DeSantis. Now that puck gets flipped up in the air as Orr goes back to get it. But no icing here as Orr will try to chip it by Beatty as he wrestles him to the ground. And Lavoie works ahead with it. Lavoie tipped into the zone for O'Brien. O'Brien can't control it, and here come the Riverhawks. Here's Cadiz down the wing to McFadden, but no one home. Here's McFadden with a shot on it. That's bobbled by Mongrain. Cleared. Here's O'Brien with it. As Stanstead looks to get out of their zone, he'll ship that ahead. And now Arrigo looking to chip that puck in. That's held up at the line by Lawless. Lawless again with it. as he goes cross ice. But again, no one home. As that puck gets worked to Hayden. Hayden shot off the post. That beat Santina, but not the post. As Malloy takes a shot from the high slot, but no one home. As now Cadiz slips that puck ahead, and now Shepard back with it. Up to Foot as that gets tipped in to the RNS zone to Santina. Santina will move it up to Lawless. Lawless will flip that one out to Bork in the neutral zone as Bork will then flip it back into the deep into the RNS end as Dunlap circles the goal. 5 minutes remaining here in the third period as Dobos with the puck. Dobos shooting. That is blocked and out of play. Like I said, now 4:57 left in the third period. Shots 39-33 for the Spartans. As this faceoff will come back into the Riverhawks end. With Bonin taking the draw for the Spartans. Bonin will lose that draw, but Dobish will push that puck back to Fauché. Fauché on net. Pad save there by Santina. Dobish down to Bonin. Moosenin out front for Dobish, but Dobish wisely backs out. As that puck's rimmed in, and Dawson back on it to retrieve it. Here's Dawson with it. Over to Bork. Bork harassed there by Smith, but he'll move it to Fauché. Fauché gives it to Dobosh, who will chip it ahead to Bonin. And now Bonin one-on-one on Dunlap. He gets rubbed out by the RNS defender as Gorman will look to swing it around to Smith. Smith into the middle to Dawson. Dawson ahead. He will not get the line, but that's deflected, so that Mulgren will come up to play. He gets bumped by the incoming forechecker McMullen, but that puck will get tipped into the RNS and will go for icing. So offensive zone draw here for the Riverhawks. Still a little too early to pull the goalie. But with 4:02 remaining, but let's see if they can get some offensive zone time and take advantage. As Alves Pereira will line up for the offensive zone draw. Alves Pereira back to McClement. McClement will try to put that one on net. That goes wide. Dobish now with it. Dobish ahead to Bonin. And now Bonin will put that one on goal into the feet of Santina. That's clear. Loose puck. Let's see if Bonin can get it back. He can't. And now away comes Riverhawks. Moore's first to it, though, so no icing. He'll beat that one out. Good hustle by him as DeSantis will pin that puck against the boards. DeSantis now circling the net, and he looks to break out. And now here come the Spartans with 3. Banks with it now. Banks will put it on net, but that's blocked by Pelche, and that goes into the corner as Logan tries to keep that puck high on the boards. And here come the Riverhawks now with 3 as Moore's away with it. Moore's across the blue line shooting. That gets blocked. And now Foot high off the glass, and that will not be enough for icing. Oh, and they do call icing. That was a close call there. Interesting call for sure. I thought the RNS player was back on that, but nonetheless, we'll have a face-off back in the Stanstead end. 3:07 remaining now. Lavoie on the draw for the Spartans. He's been getting the circle today. He'll go up against McFadden, who has been solid all day down the middle for the Riverhawks. So Lavoie wins this one to Shepard, and Shepard will look to just flip this one off glass. And that will go down the ice again for icing. So some time ticking off the clock for the Spartans, which I'm sure they're not mad at, as they're waiting for that clock to go all the way down to 0 to secure their first victory of the CPSHA weekend. But still lots of time for the Riverhawks to respond here, as McFadden will line up for the draw again against Lavoie. McFadden will win this draw this time, as that puck goes to the point for Lawless. Here's Dunlap. Dunlap trying to find a lane here. Dunlap over to Lawless. Lawless surveying over to Dunlap. He'll get it through. Good save by Mongren. The rebound gets put high by Cadiz, as that puck gets cleared the length of the ice. We'll have a race for it, but Dunlap back there first. So this puck will go again for icing. There's some now tire group out there for the Spartans. But killing some more valuable clock as there's now only 2:35 left here in the third period. Lobwall will take the third consecutive faceoff for the Spartans. As McMullen will now come on the ice for Jeff Lewis's squad. Quick equipment fix as they are fixing the net guard of Parker Banks. Bit of a break there for the Spartans as they'll get some extra time to rest and recover. But now Labwall will get kicked out, so it'll be Corey Logan on the draw, who has been great on those, but he loses this one as this puck goes back to Dunlap. Dunlap now coming down the wing, looking out front. That's poked away. Here's Labwall. He's muscled off the puck by Dawson. Up to McMullen, that put on net. But sticked aside there by Mongrain. As Banks looking to get this puck out. Kept in. We have an RNS player down on the ice. So hopefully they can blow this one down. See if he can get back up. This is Dawson down on the ice. He's been a key player all day for the Riverhawks, so hopefully he's okay. Second game of the day for the Riverhawks, so maybe some tired, more fragile bodies out there. As the athletic trainer tends to him. .207 remaining left in this third period as both teams will get back to their benches. Coach is drawing up some plays here. Injury timeout during this injury timeout. This puck will come. The following faceoff will take place in front of the Riverhawks bench. So now Coach Jeff Lewis drawing up a play as Dawson will head off. So his night's seemingly over. So that'll be a big hole for Lewis to fill here in his 6-on-5 plans. But we'll see what he comes up with here as Malloy out to take the faceoff for the Spartans. Malloy, scramble draw that he wins that to Hayden, who looks that puck in deep as Cadiz gets it back. Cadiz back to Dunlap, over to Pelche. Pelche to Dunlap. Let's see if the goalie goes here. Here's Dunlap skating, entering the zone, but that will be offside. Santina getting further and further towards the bench, or closer and closer to the bench, rather. But remains in his crease for this faceoff. Smith to take the draw for the Riverhawks. As he'll push that puck forward and or able to flip that one out to Gans. Gans. He'll put that one in the puck in the corner for Malloy, but he'll peel off. As that puck gets sent to Beatty on the wall. Here's Smith with it. He gets rubbed out by Malloy. And Beatty now with it. And he'll put that puck in on Mongrain. He'll play it over to Orr, who gives it to DeSantis. DeSantis up to Gans, and he'll chip that out. Really smart play there by the goaltender, Mongrain, to not get a whistle there and keep the play going. As Dunlap with it with only 1:16 left as Pelche looks to put that in deep, but that's intercepted by Orr, who flips it to center for Hayden. Hayden will put it on net, but blocked away there by Santina. As Spartans killing some valuable time off the clock here. Now 1 minute remaining as Dunlap goes up ice. Dunlap to Smith. Ahead to Spurrell. Goalie's going to come. 6-on-5 now. Here comes Hayden with it, though. He'll get that puck out, but that gets out away from Gans. And now here comes Dunlap with 40 seconds left. Off the helmet of Gans into the zone. That'll get cleared to center for Smith. Dunlap offside. So Smith puts that puck into the netting. Again, not sure if that's a one of those high hockey IQs there, but that'll actually benefit them as that stops the clock. And now Coach Jeff Lewis will call timeout to give his 6 a rest. 28.6 seconds here left in the third period. Stanstead up 5-4. Shots now 42-36 for the Spartans. Both goaltenders very busy in this one. Coach is always trying to steal a few extra seconds here before lining up for the face-off. So teams slow to get away from their benches, but finally the linesman calling them over. And it looks like you'll have Bonin against Alves Pereira here on the face-off. Face-off scrambled and won by Bonin. Bonin able to get that puck in deep for the Spartans. See how much time Bonin can kill here, but that puck is regained quickly by the Riverhawks as they'll rim that puck around to Dunlap. Dunlap. Oh, he stood up there by Dobos at the line. Dobos with an empty net. Oh, he tries to toe drag, but that puck will get away from him as Spurrell gets it. Spurrell, but that's puck kept in by Moosinen. Moosinen towards the NC cage, but time expires, and Stanstead with a big first win of CPSHA weekend as they take down the Riverhawks 5-4 here at the Pat Burns Arena. That will conclude day one action of the CPSHA playoffs as we return tomorrow with only 2 games on the card. One game here at the Pat Burns Arena, one game here at Molson Arena. Game at 1:30 between Ridley and Stanstead, and the game at 2:30 between Bishop's College School and Upper Canada College. Rossay Netherwood School with the day off tomorrow. So we'll see how Coach Jeff Lewis chooses to spend those hours as both teams line up and shake hands. And we will wait for the Player of the Game awards for each team, and then we'll conclude the stream. Some pleasantries exchanged by number 27, Dylan Pelche, former Spartan. If the commentator had to pick player of the game at the moment, for RNS, I would go with Dunlap. And for Stanstead, I would go with Tanner Hayden. So we'll see how correct I am. Jesse Dunlap with the player of the game for RNS, so I am 1 for 1. Great game there by the defenseman. 2 key goals for the Riverhawks. Oh, Max Shepard with the player of the game for Stanstead, well deserved. So I will go 1 for 2 on the night for players of the game, but great job there by Max Shepard to earn that one. And a big win for his